What does a loaf of bread say to a friend after doing them a favor?
What?
It's the yeast I could do.
Oh no! He's starting off strong with bread puns.
We had to. Today we
Before
are
you
making
know it, he's gonna be on a roll.
Today we're making a walnut and cranberry sourdough bread, and Olivia is the master chef on this one, so I'll let her walk us through most of it. So today for this recipe you will need
450 grams of flour.
And before we get too far in the weeds, you will need a scale for today's recipe.
We'll need 7 grams of instant yeast, or active dry, whatever you have. We'll need 10 grams of salt. We'll need 100 grams of sourdough discard.
We'll also be using some hot water and some measuring cups and spoons.
Today we're also going to be using about a half a cup of dried sweetened cranberries and approximately half a cup of walnuts. Note on the sourdough discard, if you don't happen to have any available or on hand, you can always substitute for a half and half ratio of water and flour mixed together. So you would have 50 grams of water and 50 grams of flour to substitute for that 100 grams of sourdough discard.
So that's what you'll need. We also have a Le Creuset Dutch oven. We'll add a bowl and a dough whisk for today, which will be certainly helpful. All right, where should we start today?
We're gonna start with blooming the yeast in some warm water.
Sounds good. About how much water would you say?
We're going to use 360 grams of warm water.
Okay.
I know everything's in gram measurements, so we're gonna be using the scale a lot. Go ahead and get that on and tared.
How many grams are we looking at?
360.
All right.
He's like the slow pouring of water alarms me.
Yep. Pretty much.
Perfect. And to our warm water, we'll add the 7 grams of yeast. All right, and then I'm gonna give that a little stir to get all of the yeast wet. And then we'll give that about 5 minutes to bloom. Sometimes a little less, sometimes more, just kind of depends on the day.
Great.
Yeah, you'll know it's ready when the yeast is nice and frothy, so everything will kind of bubble up to the top, and so the top of your water will become bubbly and light.
I'm telling you, it's one of the most satisfying things to watch, because suddenly it goes from being like super stagnant and then being like bubble, 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 bubble.
All right, now our yeast has bloomed.
Next, we're going to add the 100 grams of sourdough discard
Super.
to our yeast water mixture.
Sounds good.
Doing like little micro bursts
Yeah.
around the like large pocket that bloomed.
Oh, nice.
So it's just like doing these like little,
Oh, yeah.
little like bubble,
Uh-huh.
bubble, bubble, bubble.
Nice. We're looking at 100.
Yep, or 100-ish.
100-ish.
If you're a gram or two over, it's not gonna ruin your recipe or anything. And it'll add all that lovely sourdough flavor. I keep trying to think of like a name for my sourdough starter.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have a good one. If you have a good name for my sourdough starter, leave it in the comments below.
Indeed.
Because I don't know, like I'm like Janet. Janet's not a bad sourdough
Not bad,
starter
yeah.
name.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'm totally
Totally hooked on it.
I'm totally hooked on it. So
Yep, that's fair.
all right.
We'll use our dough whisk once again. Mix those two together.
Give it a vigorous stir. Now that the discard, yeast, and water are combined, we'll start adding our flour and salt.
Right. How much flour are we looking at?
450 grams.
Okay.
It's quite a bit.
Quite a bit. Yeah, totally. The sourdough starter was very delicate, but now I feel like I can just whoosh.
Pretty much. I'm like, yeah, the amount of times that I've just straight up dumped flour from like my flour container into the bowl
Oh, yeah.
is countless, because I need so much that if I have like a certain level of flour left in my container, I basically know that it's going to be all of what I need for this recipe.
Nice.
Just get used to it, you know?
Yep, just gonna take the whole
Exactly.
container.
So on top of our flour, We will sprinkle in some salt.
Sounds good.
We're only gonna have about 10 grams.
Okay.
Here we're going to combine all of our dry ingredient into the wet ingredients. Just using that dough whisk, kind of mixing it all together until we get a nice wet dough. So as you're mixing, you'll probably see kind of a shaggy dough in the first stages. Just keep going until all of that flour gets some moisture in it. As we get to a point where the dough starts to get a little stickier and tackier, we'll remove our dough whisk and go in with our hands a little bit. So from here, we'll just give the dough a few turns and folds with our hands just to help bring everything together. And after we have finished turning and folding everything into a cohesive dough, we're gonna cover it with either a damp cloth or some cling film, whatever you have on hand, and set it aside for about an hour in a warm spot to help rise. Nice sticky, tacky dough.
Yeah. All right, looks like our dough has risen.
Yeah, nice and puffy and jiggly. From here, we're going to fold in some walnuts and cranberries. For measurement's sake, we're going to add about half a cup of walnuts and I would say about half a cup to 2/3 cup of cranberries, depending on how much cranberry you like in your bread.
Are you feeling more or less cranberry?
I'm feeling more cranberry.
All right, let's do more then.
Because, you know, more is more.
More is more.
Just a little crunch. That looks
Something
perfect. 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 Let's add just a little more cranberry. Because
A
why?
little more?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just a touch. Yeah, that looks good.
All right.
I like it. So now, scooping around the edges of the bowl, kind of like we were doing for kneading the dough initially, we're gonna fold in all of the nuts and you'll notice it is nice and sticky. We're going to transfer our dough onto a piece of parchment paper.
All right.
And remember, it's gonna be sticky, that's what we're expecting. Now that we have our dough transferred to the piece of parchment paper, we're going to increase the temperature on the oven to 430 degrees. And then we're going to put our Dutch oven into the 450 degree oven. And as it's heating up, that's going to come to temperature and get nice and hot. So we're going to put our Dutch oven in the oven that's preheating, and we're gonna let that sit for about 30 minutes for everything to get nice and hot and come up to temperature.
While we're at it, might as well be careful when touching this thing.
The cranberry walnut dough into the hot Dutch oven, making sure that we don't touch
Remember, it's still hot.
the Dutch oven. Still hot. We're now going to place the lid back onto the Dutch oven to help keep all of the steam in the pot for the first 20 minutes of bake time. So we'll place that back in the oven and see it in about 20 minutes.
Our 20 minutes is over. Now it's time to remove the lid. All right.
We're going to let that continue to cook for another 20 minutes or until nicely goldened.
All right, it's time to check up on our bread.
Beautifully browned.
Yeah.
Don't touch the Dutch oven.
Indeed.
No touchy.
Indeed. Got a nice crust. Looking forward to trying this bread.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for showing me how to make it today.
You're welcome. Yeah, all that's left to do is wait for it to cool down and then enjoy yourself a slice.
Indeed. Well, thanks for watching. Hope to see you again real soon. Totally. fabulous.
Yeah. Like, personally, I like butter.
Mm.
So I like to add a
Sounds
couple little thin pats.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
Mm.
Good stuff?
Good stuff.
Good. All right, if you would like some butter.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. See you next time.